Welcome to Detective in a Duke, a game about a furry detective in a black and white noir setting. We've never seen that before on the channel. Without further ado, let's begin. Do I know much about this game? Not too much. All characters and events in this game are fictional. Any quizzes are accidental, probably. No hamsters were harmed during development. If the font is hard to read, you can change it in the settings. It's actually quite easy to read. Thank you. Mikola, what's the holdup? Are you still struggling with that camera? Just a sec, Oksana. This is a delicate process. Alright then, we're good to go. 3, 2, 1, action. Good evening, dear viewers. This is a breaking news report. Just a few hours ago, gaming journalist and streamer Oleh Hamston, widely known for his playthroughs of visual novels, was kidnapped right from his own apartment. The police unit has already arrived at the scene. So far, it's been confirmed that the case has been assigned to Detective Inajuk. Not much is known about Inajuk herself, but her father, Richard Duke, a retired police colonel, once held the highest case-solving record in the city's history. Now let's try to get closer and learn more about what happened. Evening, folks. Past this point, only residents are allowed through. What? Good evening. We're filming a section for Ukrainian Wave News. Could you tell us what exactly happened here? Wait, hold up. You mean I'm going to be on TV? Like the whole country is going to see me? Yes, of course, you'll be a star. So how about a few comments on the case? Oh well then, first off I want to say hi to my mom and dad and a big shout out to my godfather Basil and godmother Tatiana. And to my cousin Stepan, an even bigger one. Cause Stepan, if you forgot you still got my bike, let me tell you, I haven't. Hey, maybe we could stay on topic? Oh, right. So anyway, we got a call around 10 p.m. My partner and I were still at the station. We were just about to head home, but you know, when duty calls, you go. Tough job, no fixed hours. Don't even get me started on the danger. Sometimes you think, well, this may be the day I meet my maker. But hey, if not us, then who? So yeah, we get the call. Some guy says his friend's been kidnapped right out of his own apartment. Crazy times, huh? Imagine that, you're sitting there having tea or coffee, and then bam, someone snatches you. Wild stuff. But you know, that's not my department. I just stand guard and keep the peace. So you don't actually know anything about the case, then? Me? No, just what I told you. Oh, for crying out loud, Mikola, wrap it up. That's all we're getting tonight. We'll end what we're going and try to talk to the detective tomorrow. Oleh's apartment at 11:16 p.m. I'm loving this game already. Someone put ketchup on the bloody wall. Good evening. So you were the first one to arrive at the crime scene? Yes, unless you count Vitaly, the kidnapped hamster's friend who called me and my partner. Got it. Then Katie and I will question the witness first and take a close look at the scene afterward. Sounds good. I'll go talk to the neighbors. Maybe someone heard or saw something. Oh, Katie, where are you? Right here, Lieutenant. First of all, it's an honor to work with the detonator of the one and only Colonel Duke. And even though this is our first serious case, I'm ready to give it everything I've got. Very touching. Come on, we need to ask the victim's friend a few questions. Oh, I see that he's got steps for us to be able to actually reach stuff because he's a hamster. Good evening. I'm Lieutenant Inajuk, and this is my assistant, Corporal Arkady Fernau. Please tell us your name. Vitaly Foxley. And how are you related to the victim? I mean, to the kidnapped hamster. I'm his friend and colleague. Alrighty then, Vitaly, start from the very beginning. Arkady, take note. 3 hours earlier. It was just a regular evening. Oleh was streaming playthroughs from the jam dedicated to creating Ukrainian visual novels. He does it every year. It was the 3rd day since he started streaming the jam and the 3rd visual novel he finished. Oh, I once took part in the very first Ukrainian visual novel jam. Sadly, I didn't manage to win anything back then. Could someone explain to me what visual novels have to do with boiled fruit? Oh, different kind of jam. It's a sort of game development marathon where participants make a game in a limited time, usually based on a set theme. Got it. Go on, Vitaly. I wonder if this is probably a game jam game. I was watching the stream. Oleh had just finished another visual novel. Well, what was it called again? Oh right, The Vicious Mirror of Pure Consciousness. I remember Oleh completely tore it apart. God, why? It started off so promising, and what do we get? This? There's no way this one's even making it into the top 3, not a chance. So, it looked decent, I'll give it that. But the writing, come on, we read it together, folks. That text was Don't even get me started on punctuation, the misuse of conjunctions, and all those tiny grammar slips. And using interpret instead of explain, please. Oh, I need a short break. Time for some calming tea. I'll be back in 7 minutes and we'll keep reading more visual novels. And what's Chad saying? Oh, it's alright. He's got a little thing up. What does it say? The writing is super smooth and the study flows real well. Story. Lol, this guy thinks he's an expert. I love you, Oleh. I don't know, this novel is kind of written a bit clumsy. There's only 2 weeks, you can't drop a masterpiece that fast. Read my novel next. Damn, that was a total roast. Brutal but true. The vicious mirror of pure consciousness started off strong, but the ending just didn't hit it at all. Oleh forgot to mute his mic. Bro, can't hear everything. Don't do anything sus. Thank God he went to make tea and not, you know, do the toilet. Whoa, what's that banging noise? Anyone else hearing this? What's happening over there? Oleh, you're alive? What happened? Someone please call Oleh right now to make sure he's okay. Ukrainian flag. Oh no, I called Oleh right away, but on the stream I could hear his phone ringing. No one answered. When I got there, everyone in the hallway was upside down, and there was a strange inscription in the bedroom, and Oleh was gone. I immediately called the police. Understood. Vitaly, do you have any reason to suspect anyone in particular with this kidnapping? I honestly don't know. Everybody loves Oleh. Friends, co-workers, everyone. What about his financial situation? Kidnappings are usually about ransom, money. No, nothing like that. He's not exactly rolling in dough. I really can't imagine why anyone would do this. Culprit Katie and I will comb the scene for any leads, and you, Vitaly, don't wander off. We might have small questions. What's this on the floor? First clue? What even is this? A tub of glue? Oh, sorry, Lieutenant. That's my glue. It fell out of my bag. Put some pants on, you perf. Oh, no, we're all not wearing pants. I'm afraid to ask, Katie, but why do you carry glue around? Oh, not just glue, tape, wire cutters, some meds, thread, a pocket knife, scissors, and even a tiny barometer. My favorite anime detective carries the same kit. I'm guessing that's Conan. Why do you need a barometer? They never work. You never know what might come in handy. Right, well, let's just try not to lose your stuff at crime scene from now on. I'll be more careful, I promise. Good, let's do a careful sweep of the room. Okay, let's have a look at these drawers first. Alright, what do we have here? A certificate of appreciation from the work team. A body deodorant, Old Spruce. Awaken the beast within. Intriguing. A glass of water with something alive in it. How long has this been standing here? Oh, ages. Last time I visited Oleh, those tiny organisms were half the size they are now. I see. What else? A plate of potato pancakes. Quite aromatic, I must say. Vitaly, don't eat the evidence. I can't help it. They smell amazing. You can't just... Katie, you too. Why are you eating the pancakes? What about you? Damn it, you're alright. How did this potato pancake get in my mouth? How do I stop this? Some kind of sorcery, no doubt. Alright, let's consider that we're thoroughly inspected the suspicious food items. They pose no further threat. Write that in the report. On it! Oh, I love that, Katie. There are also some books here. He's such a character, isn't he? And the Duke. Interesting titles. Keep Calm is Just a Game. A Beginner's Guide to Chill Gaming. The *1 Detective Bestseller Shot to Death Again. And How to Overcome Your Pancake Addiction. Oh dear book, where were you when I needed you? What does it say inside? The first page says in huge letters, but why? And the rest are filled with dozens of potato pancake recipes. Vitaly, what's that locked box over there? No idea. Katie, did your favorite detective from that cartoon carry any gadgets for lockpicking? It's an anime, a detective anime. Whatever you say, so can you open the box? Sure thing, easy peasy. And then does he get his knife out and just like cut it? Oh, we've got the lockpick. There we go. Oh, it was about here. Skyrim style. No, there we go. There we go. A torn note, interesting. We'll need to restore it to its original form. Lockpicks don't break that easy. Everyone knows it. Well, not everyone, but watch any lockpicks on YouTube. The McNally's a good one. Lockpicking Lawyer. Check them out if you haven't already. Time. Are they locking into place if they're in the roughly right area? unfair. I can't. Well, we'll just put oh there. I should have seen that. There we go. This goes down here, over that way, that one, and this one, and finally that one. Your judgments are biased. Your ratings are unfair. When time comes, no one will hear your plea. Brett, Viddley, do you know about this note? No, Oleh didn't tell me anything. Maybe I got it recently and just didn't have time to mention it. This note is an important piece of evidence. Good thing we found it. We're done with the dresser. What's next? Okay, so we're done with that. Let's have a look at these clothes. The bed is made and the pajamas laid out for the night. Clearly, Oleh had no plans after the stream. Exactly, those visual novel reviews usually take a while and can be exhausting, so after streaming, Oleh would put on his favourite pajamas and go straight to sleep. Someone shamelessly ruined this decent hamster's evening routine. It's our duty to find the culprit, whoever they are. That's right, Katie, and that's exactly what we're doing. Let's move on. Aw, I'm with Cutie. Aw, who's that in the photo with Oleh? Oh, that's his girlfriend. She's been abroad for a few days at a conference. I haven't told her anything yet. I really hope you'll find Oleh before she finds out. We'll do everything we can. You have my word. And what are those numbers on the back of the picture? Do they mean anything to you? No idea, honestly. Interesting. I'll keep that in mind, just in case. You will never find him. It looks like this kidnapping was driven by revenge or hatred. If the killers were after ransom, this message wouldn't make sense. What do you think, Katie? I'm not sure. Do you think the message was written in blood? Damn, I didn't even consider that. Maybe. It looks more like tomato sauce. Oh no, please not that. Relax, let me check. Doesn't smell like blood. Phew, then what is it? Only one way to find out. I'll have to lick it. I mean, there's plenty of ways to find out. Ooh, what if it is blood? What do you expect, Katie? Being a detective isn't exactly a walk in the park. Okay, here goes. It is blood. No, it's jam. He was doing a jam. Then why did you make that face? It's blackcurrant. Oh, you hate blackcurrant. Ugh. Oh, gross. Something tells me this isn't a coincidence. Jam on the wall, visual novel jam. It's a connection. Could the killer be hinting at why Oleh Hamston was taken? Most likely. Sometimes criminals are so full of themselves they can't resist leaving a trail. They're putting writing on the wall, literally. Vanity, definitely my favorite sin. What did you say? Not me. Al Pacino in The Devil's Advocate is a quote. Yep. Al Pacino, yeah. Let's keep searching the room. Her voice has become more like the reporter, and I don't like that. Maybe I'll change it around a bit. Interesting posters. I can't say I'm really into pop culture, though. They're from some visual novels and one very famous TV show. Yeah, this one is from X-Files. I haven't heard of the other two. It's about FBI agents investigating crimes committed by aliens. Those aliens fly around in a giant dumpling and plan to replace all the world's food with dumplings. Doesn't sound too threatening. I see you've got a thing for detective stories, Katie. Oh, absolutely. As a kid, I read every single novel about Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Quackson, and I used to follow Richard Duke's investigation on TV. I don't know Richard Duke. This what inspired me to join the police, and now I'm working. Oh, there's her dad. Enjoy the police, and now I'm working alongside his daughter. Yeah, right. Let's just keep searching. Alrighty, and that's basically everything over here, right? There was those dates on that, but nothing unusual on the desk itself. Let's check the computer. And turned off the stream. Oh, I did, when I came in to see what happened. We'll need to print out the chat log and attach it to the case file. From some of these comments, I can tell Oleh was pretty critical about the visual novel he was streaming. Maybe a little, you know how it is. Sometimes emotions just slip out. He didn't mean any harm. I believe you. But could it be that one of the authors took that criticism too personally? This was the third day of revealing visual novels. How did Oleh speak about the previous two? Oh, well, they were decent, had some fun ideas, but definitely not top tier. Oleh made that quite clear. Noted, we should also take a closer look at his computer. There might be some clues hidden in his personal files. Oh no. Whoa, is that Oleh on the desktop wallpaper? He's cosplaying as... what's her name? From there? No, I can't remember. B-52? Yeah, that was from a gaming convention. There was a cosplay contest and Oleh actually won first place. I love cosplay too. So, Katie, does that mean you've got costumes like this? Well, not exactly like this, but yeah, I've got a few. Good for you! Yeah, that's cool. I've done a bit of cosplay before as well. Really? Of course, disguise is one of the key skills of a true investigator. Beginners usually think dressing all in black is the best way to blend in, but that's a rookie mistake. We don't live in a town full of ninjas in black, you know. It's impressive, Corporal. You've already mastered the basics of disguise. Ha! I knew cosplay was a valuable skill. If only my old school teacher could hear that now. Alright, let's see what we can find on this desktop. I really love Arcady. He's such a good character. Alright, we've got a photo of this is of Italy and Oleh at a gaming convention. Before he put on his legendary costume. Oh, it's such a fun and wonderful day. Wait a second, who's that figure in black behind here? I never noticed that before, though maybe it's just a mannequin with a cloak thrown over it. Or one of the cosplay contest participants. Or someone who was following Oleh at that convention. You should take this photo and process it on your super powerful police computers. Zoom in, enhance, depixelate, then we'll see that person clearly. No, that's not how computers work. Are you seriously? Where did you even get that idea? Got two old laptops barely clinging to life at the station. This is true of many detective places. I guess not everything they show on TV shows is true. More true in America, probably. Anyway, the image is too blurry to make out any details, so it's hard to call this a lead. Yep, how to beat the life of any party. Hardly seems useful to the investigation. What do we have to go undercover and track down the kidnapper at a party like James Bohr, Agent 00152? We'll have to blend in with a crowd of strangers. This document could come in handy. I highly doubt that, but fine, we've got nothing to lose by checking it. Or the jokes from the game Stalker. A stalker goes around the warden's base. Not funny at all. I knew this file would be useless. And keeps asking them, please, 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 let me join the war. Stalker, get off, you can't. But please, no, Stalker, you can't join the war. But I truly want to join, please. Are you R-word? Is that a requirement? Not a very funny joke if it uses the R-word, you know? In the dark zone, in a dark city, in a dark house, in a dark room, stalkers sit there and can't figure out how to screw in a light bulb. You know why they built the small Duga? The rookie holds his breath. Why? He replies they thought it would grow in the zone. Oh, I don't get that one. I'll write it down anyway. Don't write them all down. A password protected folder. Let's do 1984. Oh, interesting. There are only audio files here. Strange thing to lock behind a password. Let's play one and find out why.
Your potato pancakes.
Oh
They
no.
drive me wild. Oh, see.
Oh no.
Tender, crispy, temptation. You're the only snack for
No.
me.
Hey, that's Old Link's hit song. Must be an early version. The final one sounds way better. I bet it does. That was horrible. Oh, gross. I like this one though. So tasty. Your potato pancakes. Corporal, let's stay focused on the investigation, shall we? Yeah, let's look at these games. And what has he got? This looks some type of games, isn't it? I'm not really into this stuff. Yeah, that's right. I've always played a few and can safely recommend them. What has he got? Titan Chaser, Tacony Forest Keeper, Signal Uncharted Land, Stalker 2, I Want to Believe, Minutes from the Deep, Slime Kicker, and Back to Hearth. Back to Hearth, I guess. You know, I've wanted to try for a long time, to drive into some wonderful imaginary world to discover new fascinating stories, but I'm always stuck at work until late. Almost every night I sit in our gloomy police station where unsolved cases hang over my conscience like the sword of Damocles. And dust and old files reminds me of the endless cycle of the lawman's chase against the village. Ahem, got distracted, let's continue. Alright, well that's everything on the computer. He's got 3 notifications down here because he's using a Windows 10. We're finished with the room inspection. Vitaly, you're free to go. We have your number and we'll call if anything turns up. Go home and rest, you'll need your strength. Miss Juke canvassed the neighbors, but unfortunately no one saw or heard anything. That's bad, alright, we'll walk with what we got. Okay, let's head back to the station. We need to pull all the leads together. Oh, that's cool. I like the little thing there. What do you reckon? I reckon one of them was Stardew, right? Stardew Valley? PlayStation 12:43 AM. Here it is, Arcady, the clue board, every detective's best friend. This is where we sort out all the thoughts and facts we've gathered to an investigation. Well, anime detectives do that too. I just hope you've learned as much from the police academy as you have from those detective enemies. Now we need to place every clue in the right spot and connect them to the evidence photos. Let's get right to it. Alrighty, let's do it. Okay, Oleh Hamston, a young ambitious streamer and journalist. According to his friend, he had no enemies among acquaintances or colleagues. Content of the note says the streamer was irritated by allegedly biased criticisms. The victim was streaming the visual novel jam at the time of the kidnapping. That would be... yeah. The inspiration was made with blackcurrant jam. That's up here. Was it deliberate or was it just the only thing the culprit had on hand? He harshly, though some would say fairly, criticised the literary work submitted to the visual novel jam. That would be this one. The kidnapped person may have made enemies among jam participants because of his style of critique. Threat note. Anonymous sender sent anonymous threat note. There we go. The note could have been written by the author of one of the novels Oleh criticized. Jam of visual novels. This is here. Coincidence that it echoes the content's name. And not just a coincidence, the culprit purposely wrote it to underline the murder of the visual novel jam, and some viewers sided with Oleh and left hostile comments directed at the participants' works. And this is the third day of judging this jam's entries. All three novels were sadly criticized by Oleh during his streams. And the kidnapper is one of the jam participants that would have every reason to be angry at Oleh Hamston. The kidnapper, jam participant, the jam written message on the wall, Oleh Hamston's harsh critiques of the jam entries. In the anonymous threat note, everything points to someone among the jam participants. There's someone among us. So the only possible conclusion is that the kidnapping was committed by one of the jam participants whose visual novels Lant already reviewed on his stream. We'll have to question them. Should we go right now? Catch them off guard? What? No! We'll bring them in tomorrow morning and question them properly by the book. Right, then I'll see you at work tomorrow. Good night. Good night, Katie. Rain swallows Kiev whole, trying to wash away all the cruelty and hate. The city whispers, a deceitful voice humming between the glow of billboards and the choke of clogged drains, telling stories best left untold. Oleh's abduction isn't just a crime, it's a sign the city's gone under, drowning in a pit where justice is nothing but an empty echo. I can hear the sewers breathing heavily, as is beneath the streets sigh all those who vanished long ago, can't even whisper their pleas for help anymore. But in this flood of filth and lawlessness, I'll stand tall, like a lighthouse for the lost. I'll do everything to make sure Oleh doesn't become one of those missing voices in the city's dark, alleys. Tomorrow I'll take one step closer to unraveling this mysterious disappearance. But for now my weary mind needs a break, and a cup of hot chocolate, dark as the night itself. What a good atmosphere this game makes, isn't it? It's so cool. Next day, the police station, 7:58 AM. I'm guessing this is police. Meow Cola, for crying out loud, you still can't set up the dang camera, right? Oksana, it's not my fault the channel's on the Stream budget and can't afford new gear. Any minute now, and a Duke's gonna show up, and if we don't get a comment today because you're still fiddling with that camera, I swear the next thing they'll have to buy won't be a new camera, but a cast for the cameraman. Chill, I already fixed it. Why are you freaking out? Fine, roll it. She's coming this way. How do I look? Don't ask her. Of course I look amazing. 3, 2, 1, go. Miss Inajuk, just a moment. Could you say a few words about the kidnapping of the famous stranger? How's the investigation going? And is suspect yet? Are you consulting your famous father on this case? Lieutenant. Sorry, what? Well, you as Lieutenant Inajuk. Where did you even get this info? A little bird told me. What bird exactly? Name, species, and position. Oh, come on, Inner. It's just an expression. And besides, journalistic ethics forbid me from revealing my sources. And police ethics forbid me from revealing case details. Please tell us, do you have any leads, any suspects? What's going on here? Nothing special. The reporters were just leaving. If they want to keep their press credentials, that's an intimidation of free media. I'll make sure this goes into our news segment. Let's go, McCullough. Katie, you ready to interrogate the suspects? Should I bring something? Gloves, a plastic bag, maybe handcuffs? Oh. What the? No, it's just an interview, not a crime show. You've been watching the wrong kind of detectives. Just asking, no harm done. Fine, let's get to work. Love that the Ukrainian flag is all over this police station. Where should I start? Well, let's start with Nick Von Goose. He looks the coolest in my opinion. Nick Von Goose, 28 years old. You work as an administrator at a local grocery store, and in your free time you play video games, watch anime, and write scripts for visual novels. Is that all correct? Oh, wait, it actually says in the case file that I play games and watch anime. Interesting, but yeah, overall, that's correct. Mr. Von Goose, have you participated in the visual novel jam? The police are already into visual novels, huh? Reached the freedom of speech part, have we? Or are you fining people for misplaced commas now? Just answer the question while you're being asked politely. Is that how you folks usually talk here? Alright, fine. I've been participating in the visual novel jam since the very first one, gotta say. I have the most experience writing scripts for novels, and the talent, yeah, probably the most if I'm being completely honest. Of course, not everyone can catch the layers of meaning I hide under the shimmer of my tangled words. Not every reader can grasp the terms I work with in my texts. But I'm not writing for the masses. I'm writing for the few connoisseurs, like-minded souls, folks who can really sink their teeth into sprawling, hypnotic texts. I write for those who aren't scared off by the word intellecty. Every one of my works is an act of self-immolation from which I rise again like a phoenix. A simple yes would have done just fine, but thanks for the answer. Are you familiar with Oleh Hamston's streams? Yeah, he's actually a fan of my works. Really? Stream recordings plus testimony from one of the witnesses suggest the exact opposite. Your novel was the first one up for review, right? Of course. My novel Fractal of Forgotten Will was first. Oleh gave me that privilege as one of the most dedicated participants in the Grenoble Games. And frankly, he needed to set up a quality bar for the rest. Well, in the stream, Oleh said, and I quote, Nick Von Goose's new work is significantly weaker than all his previous texts. It feels forced and lacking in creativity. This novel is unlikely to resonate with poetic depth or meaning. The plot is so twisted it seems as though the idea came straight out of a fever dream. Enough! Sorry, I remember exactly what Oleh said. Not that I ever expected him, or anyone else, to truly understand my art. Like I said, it's not for casual readers. Well, I skimmed through your latest piece myself, and it really does feel deliberately complicated, like it's trying to show off, but hey, that's your style. Well, what could cops possibly know about the delicate fabric woven from words? You know, our corporal actually wrote a novel once too. Yep, that's right. Really now, huh? And what was that about? Well, it was a detective story, a dog detective solving a murder case. Ah, I think I remember that. The first jam, yeah. Predictable, derivative, but you tried. Just like you with your latest novel. It seems even a genius like you wasn't spared Oleh's critique. Quite the motive, huh? Motive for what? Honestly, don't get why I'm here. I'm starting to feel like you're just a couple of my fans who want to get closer. You haven't heard about what happened to the... Oleh Hamston was kidnapped yesterday from his own apartment. With every reason to submit the participant of the novel jam whose works Oleh had already reviewed on the stream. What? You've lost your mind if you think I'm involved? Where were you yesterday from 8 to 10 p.m.? Oh, watching Oleh's stream. I could hear something happened in his apartment on the stream, but a kidnapping. I never could have guessed that. Can anyone confirm your alibi? No, I live alone. So you have motive and no alibi. I have no motive. Hampson's criticism is the first or last in my life. I've learned to rise above it. His words didn't get to me at all. And what about the note, the anonymous threat note we found in the victim's apartment? Well, what note? I know nothing about a kidnapping or any notes. You're just throwing darts blindfolded, hoping someone slips up. Well, that someone isn't me. Fine, that'll be all for today. But we'll be in touch, Mr. Von Goose. Alright, we're done, Mr. Von Goose. Let's do Stefan Oleh. Stefan Oleh, 32, Vice President of an IT company. Lives in downtown Kiev in his own apartment and also owns a house and a plot in the suburbs. Currently getting his third degree, this time in cultural anthropology, and on top of that creates visual novels. Did I get that right? Yes, that's all correct. Tell me, why would someone like you take part in a visual novel jam? Well, someone like me, ha ha ha, what handsome guys aren't allowed to make visual novels now? Just kidding, I get your point, you're not the first to ask. It's simple. I enjoy it. I love writing, coming up with silly characters who get into absurd situations. I love when people smile when reading my stuff. That's all there is to it. And how do you deal with criticism? Criticism? What kind of criticism? For example, from streamer Oleh Hamston, he tore your novel apart on his stream the day before yesterday. How did you take that? Oh, that, yeah, I saw it. I took it just fine. I've been watching his stream for a couple of years. Usually his criticism's fair enough, even if it comes with a few sharp jabs. The other night he nailed me for my awful grammar and spelling. He wasn't wrong. Next time I'll have someone proofread. He also called my idea of too simple, which I can't argue with. My novel, Detective Kittens, was never meant to be deep. Just a bit of fun to unwind after work, that's all. Where were you yesterday between 8 and 10 p.m.? I was doing research and gathering materials for my academic paper as part of my studies. And the top of that paper isn't by any chance how to kidnap a poor hamster out of revenge? Oh, funny. No, it's not. What's all this about anyway? Yesterday evening, Oleh Hamston was kidnapped from his own apartment, live during his stream, with reasons to believe the abduction is connected to participants of the visual novel jam. Whoa, that's seriously messed up. Did you watch Hamston's stream last night? Nope, I was busy doing other things, like killing him. Is there anyone who can confirm your alibi? Look, I get it, this is seriously, but well, as you know, I'm studying cultural anthropology. It's fascinating learning about all these cultural and religious traditions across different layers of society. Some of the people I talk to for research aren't exactly open to outsiders. It took me quite a bit of effort to get them to share their stories, and naturally that all happened under strict confidentiality. So no one can actually confirm your alibi at the time of Hamston's kidnapping? We're just supposed to take your word for it, that you were with someone but it's all super secret and you can't say who, right? Sounds bad when you put it that way, but yeah, that's how it is. One more thing, we found an anonymous threat note in Horse's private apartment. Your wings behind that? What? Haha, no way. I'm a grown owl and I don't write anonymous letters just because someone roasted my novel. Alright, that'll be it for now. You're free to go, but we may contact you again anytime. And finally, Laden from the Laden sisters. Alina and Olena Laden, 18 and 20 years old, respectively, living together in a small rented flat, both studying at the Faculty of Philology. Physology? What's philology? Also working part-time as baristas at Charlotte's Web Cafe. Is that correct? I like that name, that's good. Pretty much. We haven't been working at the cafe for like a couple of weeks now. Why? Oh, nothing major, just some misunderstandings with the owner, that's all. Elena? Olena, are you currently taking place in the Ukrainian visual novel jam? Of course we are. We've been making our own visual novels for 3 years now, full of emotion and deep reflections on the philosophical aspects of life. We blend everyday reality on with dreamlike plots. We fill our readers' hearts with hope, passion, and beauty. Are you familiar with the name Oleh Hamston? Oh, sure, the arrogant hamster. For years we've been submitting our novels to the jam, and 3 years he's been roasting us to ashes. Meanwhile, other streamers actually like our work. We even won first place last year. And you know what Hamster said about a winning entry? If that thing wins first place, I'll eat my fans' pants. Guess what? Turns out that Hamster doesn't wear any pants at all. So you had every reason to wish Oleh Hamston ill? Wait, what? What's going on? Is this about his stream last night? Did something happen to him? Last night, Oleh Hamston was kidnapped from his apartment. We believe the abduction may be connected to the jam. Oh my gosh, look, we might have said some harsh things, but it's not like we meant him harm. We just wanted a bit of respect for our work, that's all. Where were you yesterday between 8 and 10 p.m.? At home, watching that same stream where he nitpicked our new visual novel, The Vicious Mirror of Pure Consciousness. Our comments are even in the chat. But watching a stream and writing comments can easily be done from a phone, right? Well, technically, yes. The stream was announced beforehand. You knew full well he never holds back and always speaks his mind. For 2 years you've endured his arrogance, but this time you snapped, didn't you? You waited for the perfect moment and kidnapped him. What? No! There are two of you. Taking down one hamster wouldn't be too hard. He's a hamster. For anyone, that wouldn't be too hard either. Aha, so you admit it was easy for you. What? No, that's not what we meant. We had nothing to do with it. What about the note? The anonymous threat letter? What? No, what are you talking about? We found a note in Hamston's apartment. It contained threats, clearly written by someone upset with his subjective criticism. Whatever we wanted to say was said to his face. We didn't need to hide behind anonymous notes. Very well, that's all for now, but stay available. We might need to call you in again. Oh, I hope not. The interrogation of the suspects is over. Corporal, we'll wrap things up on the clue board you're already familiar with. Alrighty, let's do the clues. Okay, fiery temper, a crime based on an insult. That's this guy, he's got a fiery temper. No alibi. This one has no alibi. Well, they've all got no alibi. They can only mutually confirm each of the alibis, which cannot be considered in this investigation. No alibi lives in isolation. Confirmation of alibi for other persons is absent. This is Oleh Hamston criticism of alibi, the vicious mirror of pure consciousness. They lost their judge, but why hasn't there been a ransom request? Potential motive but lack of alibi. Oleh Hamston criticism of a factor of the forgotten will. Potential motive and lack of alibi, and this is Detective Kiddens. Potential of financial means to commit a kidnapping and maintain an abductee, and no alibi. A very vague explanation of alibi that has no confirmation. Yeah, they're all kind of the same, aren't they? What do you think about our findings, Katie? All in all three subsets have a motive for revenge, some more, some less. Not a single person interviewed has confirmed alibi. But there's also no direct evidence that would point to anyone specific. There's nothing to catch on to, that's the problem. Meanwhile, Oleh could be in danger and need of help. Tomorrow we'll tell the suspects and continue gathering information about their activities. We don't have the resources to spend much on surveillance nor much time. So I'll start with Nick Von Goose, who spends his morning at Charlotte's Web, a cafe adored by writers and literati. There, Katie, you will apply all your cosplay skills. You have to disguise yourself as a writer. We need to win the owner's trust while not raising any suspicion of Von Goose. Next, the Laden sisters. We'll find out what they're up to between their classes. And finally, Stefan Owley. There is explanation of the alibi sounded way too suspicious. Who are these mysterious strangers? Could they be related to the kidnapping? Tomorrow we'll dive even deeper into the suspect's life and figure it out. What was this? And pull the secrets out. Well, tomorrow is going to be a serious day. I need to get home quickly to prepare my costume. Do you have anything for a disguise? I could grab something for you too, Lieutenant. Believe me, I've been in this game for so many years that I have a whole wardrobe for undercover work. Don't worry about that, you better get some rest. We'll meet by the cafe in the morning. Got it. See you tomorrow then. See you tomorrow, Corporal. We're gonna have another big speech about our depression. It's been raining for 3 days straight. Kiev has turned into an old cold case forgotten in the archives. Damp, grimy, and smelling of mildew. The streets are whispering louder than usual tonight. Or maybe it isn't the streets talking to me at all. What is it then? Intuition, an inner voice, conscious, or just the fear of slipping up? I need to be honest with myself. That voice whispering in the back of my mind knows all my secrets, so why bother lying? I'm not afraid of failing this case because some little hamster might end up in a wet dish, joining the legion of those lost to those streets forever. No, I'm afraid because everyone will be whispering behind my back. Look, there she is, such a literary father and such a pathetic daughter. Why is she even trying? She'll never hold a candle to Richard Duke. There it is. 1 minute I'm sizing up suspects, dragging their secrets into the light and measuring them with my hypocritical moral yardstick. And the next I'm revealed as nothing more than a fraud. Maybe I should listen to the corporal and play hardball. Maybe I should waste time on all these permits, warrants, and red tape. Who's going to care about a few broken protocols if the victim is found alive? Or at least if the kidnapper is caught. But then, who am I? If I start crossing that line, what's left of me? How am I any better than the ones I'm haunting? The law isn't just some procedure. It's the only thing that's keeping me from becoming a monster. Seems a whisper in my head is of the same mind. But for how long? Going home and catching some sleep? That's what I need right now. And a double shot of hot chocolate, dark like the eyes of this rain-soaked city. Dark hot chocolate the next morning. Another raining day, but bad weather won't stop a real detective. Truth be told, I still haven't picked out the right disguise. Wonder what the writers who frequent cafes actually look like. They could just look like about anyone, really, but I should still choose the most appropriate outfit so Nick Von Goose doesn't recognize me, and the cafe owner doesn't suspect I'm not a regular. I'm sure I can find a few options in my wardrobe. Alrighty. Not a writer, not really, not really. Not, definitely not. Nope. 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 Oh, maybe this one? Maybe this one or this one. I'll go with this one, shall I? She's even got a pencil in there, you know? Looking sharp. Now it's time to meet Corporal Arcady. Charlotte's Web Cafe, 9:13 a.m. Where on earth is Arcady? We agreed to meet right here. Oh, there he is. Arcady, what the hell? Corporal, what on earth is this look? You're supposed to go uncover as a writer. Where have you even seen a writer who looks like this? But this is definitely a writer's costume, Lieutenant, isn't it? I completely copied the look of the protagonist from that brilliant anime. I just wanted to write novels, but fate made me the detective and assault master and Rainy Eater. Oh my god, that is such an isekai title. Admit it, you just made that up on the fly, didn't you? Titles don't get that long and stupid. No, I'm telling the truth. By the way, it's a really fascinating ongoing series. The story begins with a rather untalented writer getting... Well, 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 what do we have here? Have the police department finally reformed its dress code? Miss Inajuk, I genuinely almost didn't recognize you. My collar, quick, turn on the camera. Don't even dream of it, Oksana. We're currently on duty and I have every right to hold you accountable for obstructing an investigation. By the way, what are you even doing here? Oh, nothing much. I just wanted to grab a coffee. Hope you won't want to arrest me for that, Lieutenant. Anyway, it's time for us to go. Unless some people actually have a little devious kidnapping to investigate, not the word of fashion to explore. See ya! Damn it, that journalist is in the loop about everything again. Well, that is supposedly a job. You know how it just has to be supported, Arcady, I'll give you that. Let's just go inside. Try to act as natural as possible. Writer at work. Arcady, there he is, the first subset. Try not to draw any attention. Maybe Nick Von Goose will give him away somewhere. We have to keep a close eye on him. Oh, you little shits. I'll find you and tear you to pieces. One. Oh no, he's recognized us. How dare you write something like that about my novella? Looks like the suspect isn't screaming at us, but at his own laptop. The situation everyone's been in. I haven't screamed at my own laptop. Let's go talk to the staffer now. See if he wasn't here at the time of the crime. I wonder where everyone is. Oh, there they are. Welcome to Charlotte's Web, a cafe for the soul and creativity. Is that a costume from the anime I just wanted to write novels, but fate made me a detective and a sword master and Rainy Eater? Well, that's fantastic. Thank you, I asserted myself. I adore that anime. So that title was made up after all? Ahem. We'd like to settle over some coffee and have a little chat with you. Have a chat, you say? Caught you red-handed, you with that squirrel reporter. Millions of those snoopers. I just kicked her out. She wasn't pretending to be a regular. Claimed she was a writer too, in a way. So you are accomplices or for some other publication, competitors? Or maybe you're from the police. If that's so, I don't know anything. I'm not going to snitch on anybody from our Cozy Writers Association. No, my friend and I come here all the time. We love, drinking coffee and making up novellas. Yes, we absolutely adore it. And I suppose you're definitely not here to collect rumors? Well, actually, we just heard about what happened the day before yesterday. We just wanted to discuss it. Oh yes, that whole business is really shaking up our little community. But after having to fire both baristas, I simply don't have enough pause for everything. I mean, you got 8, right? Let's do this. If you're really regulars here, then you're surely familiar with our legendary drink, the Mug of Inspiration, right? Ahem, of course, we absolutely adore that drink. Splendid, then you'll prepare it. I'll see for myself that you're telling the truth, and at the same time, you'll help me out a bit, because I simply don't have time to make a drink for the gentleman at the table. Well, we don't have much of a choice. Could you remind us of the recipe? Alright, though I thought you were familiar with it. Listen closely. 2 shots of espresso to sharpen the mind, 1 serving of maple syrup to make the drink aromatic, 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon to summon inspiration, and hazelnut extract. They say hazelnut can unlock the hidden potential within each of us. So don't hold back, especially at exactly 3 drops. 2 spoons of pumpkin puree to evoke a feeling of coziness at home, And finally, 1 serving of coconut milk for a soft and delicate texture. Got all that? Of course, doesn't sound complicated at all. Yeah, actually, I'm going to get them to. Strange after all, regulars such a claim to be should know this recipe well. Oh well, I'll repeat it one more time. I'm just going to write it down. Here's my pad here. 2 spots of espresso. 2 espresso. 1 maple. 1 sin. Hazelnut 3. 2 pumpkin. This is a busy drink. And 1 coconut. Okay. Yep, I sort do make coffee. Alright, so firstly, 2 of espresso. Where's your espressos? There's the espressos. 1 maple syrup. 1 cinnamon. Cinnamon. 3 hazelnuts. Blunk. Blunk. And blue. 2 pumpkins. And then 1 coconut milk. Oh, really? Oh, 2 espressos. Espresso. I'll just add 1 in there. Alrighty. Come on then, let me check the coffee. Yes, the aroma is exactly right. The color and consistency are perfect. Take this to the customer now and then we can have ourselves a little chat. Here I am, so what did you want to ask? Let's ask about Nick Von Goose. This customer, he seems a bit hot-headed, doesn't he? You often have clients screaming at their own laptops? It happens sometimes. I don't want to gossip, of course, but this particular customer is very vocal about his emotions. And by the looks of it, he has plenty of emotions to spare. You should hear the passions that flare up here when someone voices their opinion on his novels out loud instead of on social media. It's a good thing he hasn't come to a fistfight yet. Oh, really? What about the Lardon sisters? And why did you fire both ballistas? Lena and Alina, if I'm not mistaken. The sisters were good workers. You know, they're both students and lived on a tight budget myself once, so I understand how hard it is for the youth of these days. Asked permission to sell their jam in my shop and I agreed. I thought, why not? I'll help the girls out. But later customers started complaining. It turns out the Lighter's marketing was aggressive. Visitors say they were practically forced to buy those jams. Gave Alina and Alina a warning, but nothing changed, so I had to let them go. Okay, was it Claire Ham's blackcurrant jam? Since you've already heard what happened to the famous streamer Oleh Hamston, tell us, are you personally acquainted with the kidnap victim? I barely know him. I only saw him in person once. I remember it was a few years ago. It was a pleasant autumn evening. The place was packed. Writers, artists, musicians. A lot of visual novel creators loved my shop. Everyone was chatting. Some were laughing, others were heatedly discussing subjects. When the door suddenly opened and Oleh Hamston walked in, every single guest went dead silent instead of the newcomer as one. It actually looked a little creepy, but then Oleh just ordered a coffee and went on his way. It was only later that I was told why the customers reacted like that. Almost everyone there had faced harsh criticism from that streamer at some point, but Oleh Hamston hadn't stepped foot in my shop since then. Alright, what about the kidnapping? From what we've heard, Oleh Hamston could have been kidnapped by one of the visual novel creators the streamer criticized. What do you think of that? I find that hard to believe. Yes, many regulars at Charlotte's Web disliked Hampton. Some were annoyed by his self-confidence and exceeding arrogance. Others were simply upset by his criticism. But enough to commit such a serious crime? No, I don't believe it. And about the coffee shop. Interesting name, Charlotte's Web. So does that mean your name is Charlotte? No, my name is Faith. For the first few months the shop was called Faith's Web, but the name started causing an issue. Different people would come by and ask if I started some kind of cult here, so I decided to change the name to something more literary. And honestly, I don't regret it one bit. Well, thank you for your time. It was a pleasure speaking with you. Take care. Have a nice day. Alrighty. Katie, we didn't learn much, but it's a start. We'll wrap things up this evening, but for now we need to hurry to the Larden sisters. As far as I know, their classes at college are almost over, so it'll be interesting to see where they head to next. Maybe they'll lead us straight to the kidnap victim. Let's move, Corporal. Hopefully we can change our costume, you know? To something more student-like. Near the college, 3:48 PM. There we are. Oh, he's cute, isn't he? I like his animus. And now, Corporal, I'm going to teach you a vital rule of surveillance and invisibility. Yeah, I definitely can't see them. Sometimes just picking the right clothes isn't enough. You have to completely blend into the environment to get as close to the target as possible. And am I saying things so that bush just blink right now? So, how many are you taking? Sometimes, Corporal, this kind of covert surveillance can last for hours, maybe even days. You need to develop endurance and patience. Those are essential qualities for crunch crunch. What the hell, Corporal, are you eating? Now? Now that bush is eating chips, see for yourselves! Stop making things up, just focus on our product. Oh, this is the jam. First class quality! I got hungry, Lieutenant! We should have grabbed a bite at the coffee shop, my stomach is literally growling. Good thing now is keep a small stash of snacks on. Want some chips? What? No, of course not! Although, what flavor are they? Pickle? Dill pickle? Yeah. Oh, gross! Definitely don't want any. And pull yourself together for heaven's sake, we're on duty. And what do you think they're talking about? Unfortunately, it's too dangerous to get any closer, we might be spotted. Just a second. Okay, I see them now. The Landon sisters seem to be offering something for sale to another student. The student next to them is squinting and looking right at us. What? Alright, that's it. I've had enough. That bush is watching us. Stop talking nonsense. But it is binoculars. Oh yeah. They're glinting even. Damn, there really are some creeps hiding in the bushes. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Spying on innocent students? Gross. Let's get out of here, sister, and find a quieter spot. Yoink. And what about me? Fine, I'll just go home. You don't want the jam? Well, this is why we shouldn't get him to do the surveillance. Oh, Corporal, you're wearing a real pickle now. You ruined everything again. But I understand you're still learning and this is your first serious case, but a hamster's life is on the line. Get it together. Yes, Lieutenant. We still have time to prepare for the surveillance of our next target, Stefano Oleh. It's already known that during the kidnapping, according to him, he was meeting with some suspicious individuals. We'll tell him today. Maybe it'll lead us to the kidnap Oleh, or at least help us find out more out about this case. Let's get it, Oleh. Oleh. Entrance to the abandoned metro branch, 5:34 PM. Miss Inna, where on earth are we? They're listening. Looks like abandoned tunnels. I like this one. This is the Gravity Falls guy. An old unfinished subway system if we've got this right. But why would Stefano Oleh come to such a creepy deserted place? Oh, there he is. Careful, Arcady, he mustn't see us. Password? It's Monture non ferment. I'm gonna write that down. It's Monture non ferment. You may pass. Did you hear that, Corporal? It's Monture non ferment. What does that even mean? No clue, my Latin is a bit rusty. But we have the password, so let's move, Corporal. Freeze, who are you? I haven't seen your faces around here before. Oh, we're new here. We just received an invitation from Stefan. We don't use names here. Password? It's Monture non ferment. Fine, but where are your ceremonial robes? We haven't been issued any yet. Lucky for you, my wife always puts a couple of washed and ironed spare robes for me. She says, mark my words, there'll always be someone who leaves their robe at home, and then there's you. That's how they'll notice you and raise your rank. They're just novices, of course, so I won't be getting any promotion out of you, but I can't exactly let you in looking like that. Here, take these. Thank you. Yeah, don't get lost in there. Enjoy the mass. Thank you, I guess. Did you notice something strange, Arcady? Yeah, everything in here is strange. Generally, yes, but it's especially notable that the guard didn't react to your police uniform at all. You're right, but why? I can only assure you that you're not the first person to show up in here in a police uniform. This is why the guard didn't pay it any mind. Let's find the right way and figure out what's going on here, but where do we go? I doubt those unfinished tunnels are very long. Let's just look for the right path to the meeting place. Alrighty. Well, this one's blocked off, so you'd assume it's this way, right? There's no other... Let's go this way. And up these, like, weird stairs, you know? Oh, there's a dead end. Let's get back, unless this door. That way. That way. Perhaps this way. This way. Oh, there's a cake here. There's a mysterious blank door as well. Oh, we got this limber spread. Let's go. One bite can fill a man for days. How many did you eat? 4. And, do you guys like Lord of the Rings? Oh, here we go. Aha. Let's find a place to sit and avoid drawing any attention to ourselves. Miss Inna has spotted a couple local councilmen in the crowd. Wow, this means the organization has some serious connections. We might be onto something big here, right, Katie? Why, that's the chief of the neighboring police precinct. Now it makes sense why the guy at the entrance are acting your uniform at all, Corporal. Dear brothers and sisters, welcome to another mass of our friendly organization, the Dominant Order. Last time we spoke about how far we have strayed from our natural birthright, the right of predators. We talked about how, step by step, we allowed others to convince us that our instincts are a flaw and our strength is a source of shame. Today, I want to expand on that thought and perhaps reach the only logical conclusion. Yeah, woo, that's right, finally, woohoo! And so, thousands of years ago, our ancestors ran free through the forests. They took what they wanted by the right of the strong, and no one doubted that this was the true order of nature. But one day, one of them showed weakness. He said, no, I will not eat this chicken, it has a right to life too. And what happened next? That chicken became our equal. This is outrageous. Boo, how appalling. What a disgrace. Exactly, it's a disgrace because if a chicken is equal to a predator, then what is a predator? We, brothers and sisters, are the alphas of this world. Nature created us faster and stronger. Ooh. And what did we do with that gift? We hid our teeth. We doled our claws. We learned to apologize for our own strength. But today I tell you this must come to an end. We must establish the dominant order. An order where herbivores and granivores take the place nature itself intended for them. A place one step below us. Whoa, that's right. We should devour them. What? No, I'm not talking about eating them. Come now, we are a civilized society after all. Boo! Weakling! Pathetic! Metaphorically, of course, we'll devour them in a figurative sense. You're all just a bunch of crazed lunatics! What? Who said that? Well, who's there? The turkey? Who let a turkey in here? My apologies, I thought it was a vulture, not a turkey. That's right, Major Jackelson, a turkey! Folks, everybody, we've been exposed. She knows my name. Run for it, guys. Every soul for themselves. Run for it. Whoops, scream. Oh, let me through. Let me pass. Thou shalt not pass. Stop shoving. Miss Lieutenant, I actually thought we were under cover here. Just couldn't stand this flood of absurdity, hatred, and sheer patheticness. Tell me, Katie, you're also a predator by birth, if you look at it that way. Would you ever support something like this? No, and frankly, I don't think I have anything in common with these cultists. I'm so furious about what's going on here. Just imagine a chief of one of the police precincts, several deputies, the wealthy Stephen Offley, and those are just the ones we know about. Who knows how many more respectable dimwits are involved in this? They may be dimwits, but they certainly don't lack influence in this city. So what are our options? We can't ensure that the case will be swept under the rug if we report it to our superiors. Or worse, we'll just be kicked off the police. And what do you suggest? Just turn a blind eye to all of this? Considering we have no evidence against specific individuals other than our own word anyway. Besides, those so-called alpha predators aren't likely to gather again soon after such a scare and disgrace. Perhaps you're right, we need to decide how to proceed. Let's report it to the press. Now I know what to do. You know, Corporal, I think I've come up with another option, but for this we'll have to team up with the enemy. What? What do you mean by that? Give me a little time, you'll understand everything soon enough. Maybe she, Inner Duke herself, is asking for my help. Who would have thought? I'm not asking for your help, Donna. I'm giving you a sensational story, and in return, you promise not to interfere with my investigation. We'll see. That depends on what kind of interesting things you prepare for me in this gloomy place. The secret cult called the Dominant Order, which seems to establish predator supremacy over everyone else. And it includes influential individuals. They even give you a few names and leave you to their meeting place. Well, is that interesting enough for you? This isn't just a story, it's a juicy scoop. I want all the dirty details and all the names. But you're under no circumstances to reveal the culprits of my names, do you? Miss Inna, for your information, I never reveal the names of my informants. Nicola, turn on the camera. It looks like we're about to have some real shock content. Yes, perfect, perfect. Let's get them all arrested. 1 hour later, police station. We're coming to you live from the scene. Behind me is a gathering place of members of a sect known as the Dominant Order. Potlava Durrani. Have you did Durrani yet? Then we're coming to you. There's the potato cakes. They look good, I'd eat them. According to reliable sources I cannot disclose for security reasons, Ukrainian Wave has learned about this brutal and troubling ideas promoted by this organization. The exact number of its followers remains unknown. However, it is already clear that they include influential businessmen, politicians, and even high-ranking police officers. Stay with us. After a short break, we'll bring you more details from the scene. That was a brilliant move, Lieutenant. After a report like that, the cult leaders definitely won't be wanting to get together anymore. Keep it down, Corporal. If anyone finds out we went against protocol and turned to the press, we could be in serious trouble. Though I must admit, right now, those predators are probably sitting terrified in their plush armchairs, watching as their dirty secrets come to light. Ha ha! And now let's get back to our case. Let's do it. So we know that they've got an alibi now. Ellie. Today has been a very long day. Not everything went according to plan, but there's some definite progress. But Katie, let's summon the results of our surveillance of the subjects and analyze the leads we have. Alright. Aggressively sold gems for which they were fired. Member of the Dominant Order. Repeatedly provoked conflicts over criticism of his visual novels. Engaged in illegal trade on the college grounds. Is this not the same figure from the photo found on the victim's computer? And threatened someone with violence on social media. Oleh is being held for revenge and profit, forced to make gems for sale. Besides revenge for criticism, could there be an ideological motive? And given the subject's character, revenge appears increasingly convincing as a motive. So they've all got a motive. But one less than the other. What do you think about all this, Corporal? I think we still haven't found Oleh Hamston. Thank you, Arkady, for your powers of observation are unmatched. I believe it's time to search the suspect's residences. We gathered a lot of evidence that raises serious concerns. Then let's go, we'll catch them by surprise. Corporal, is that what they're teaching you at the academy these days? What about a search warrant? Did you forget? I just didn't want the soldiers to have the time to flee. Neither did I, but we're police officers, so we must follow protocol. I'll follow a request for a warrant today, and tomorrow morning we start searching the opponent's homes. As far as I know, after today's incident, Stefan Oleh went to his private house. We'll start with him. If he's holding Oleh anywhere, it's more likely than in a downtown apartment. Then we'll pay a visit to the Loudon sisters and finally to Nifum Goose. So, is the workday over then? Yes, Corporal, you can go home. I'm going to stay a bit longer. And say stuff. Day 3 of the investigation. And instead of getting closer to saving Oleh, I'm only sinking deeper into the fault the city hides so well. Dark secrets surface one by one. Cruelty that's become the norm. Aggression that surprises no one. And illegal schemes unfolding right under our noses. The institutions are run to the core, and those meant to stand guard over the law have long since turned honor and duty into empty words. And as I try to untie this knot, it only pulls tighter. I can feel myself drifting further from the answer. Thoughts haunt me one after another. What if I fail? What happens to that poor hamster? What's left of my career, and whether I'll be able to look my father in the eye? But no, I can't let those thoughts get the best of me. I'll do everything in my power. Large cup of cocoa before bed will restore my faith in the city and in myself. Police station, 8:12 AM. Miss Inna, Lieutenant Duke, good morning. Good morning, Corporal. Here ready to conduct the searches? Yes, if I haven't missed anything else, we're heading to Stefan Alley first. That's right, let's not waste time, let's move. Let's go! Let's go to Stefan Alley's house. Heck yeah, heck yeah. We're on our way to Stefan Alley's house. His apartment. What? What the hell is going on? We have a court warrant to search your place. The hamster's life is at stake, so we won't waste any time. What if I was trying to get in our way? Katie, check the other rooms while I look over this one. I'm not going to get in your way. I have nothing to hide. I was just asleep and didn't get what's going on. You know, I'm not an early bird. Do you want some coffee? Do you happen to have any cocoa? There's cocoa too. I'll make some right now. Meanwhile, I'll have a look around this room. Alrighty. Some blood. All jam. Doesn't seem like there's anything special here. Wait a second. What is this? Stefan Alley, Vice President. Spout room. What are these suspicious droplets? No time to take them to the lab. I have to do everything myself. I don't blame the game developers, I blame Stefan Alley himself. Yuck, blackcurrant jam again, and that's already suspicious. I don't mind blackcurrant jam, to be honest. It's alright. It's a little bit better, but you know, the owls are not what they seem. And this is a, what's his name? The guy that did the Marilyn Monroe painting in Museum Mystery? Interesting posters. The owls are not what they seem. Sigh, riddles again. When will we finally just find a perpetrator's plan with all the crime details during a search? If only someone will make the job easier for ordinary police investigators just once. And this colourful poster of the farm, something seems off about it, that's sure. But exactly, there are letters encrypted right there. Is that some kind of hidden message? Maybe. I need to take a close look and find all the hidden letters, then I'll be able to understand more. Alright, there's an N, L, A, another A, M, E, U, R, Q, L, E, I, S, L, A, oh, A down here as well, and an L. Wonder if this is AI art. It kinda, I don't know, it's hard to tell. AI is very good at mocking this stuff. Where's the last letter I'm missing, man? Where's the last letter I'm missing? There. The A in the garbage. It's a bunch of letters? No, there must be something more to this. What if I rearrange them? Maybe it's an anagram. That's it, the letters form a phrase. All animals are equal. But that's not the full quote. The full quote goes, all animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. So there is more of just like a dominant order. This inscription is great proof that Stefan Alley joined the dominant order, not just for research purposes after all, but for ideological ones too. Alrighty, and what else have you got here? Aggression Fluffy. Fluffy aggression, right. Will I find anything interesting among the books? The Sacred Cycle of Potato Pancakes in Nature, The Psychology of Convenient Belief, Oleh Hamston. Fluffy Aggression. This book is a diary and self-analysis by the renowned psychotherapist Marco Hansen. The author explains the manifestation of a fiery temperament coexisting with a kind nature and explains how such contradictory traits influence the social interactions of hamsters. This work combines personal observation with psychological analysis of behavior, making it useful both for researchers and for anyone interested in psychology. Hamster psychology? I highly doubt this ended up on the shelf by accident. I'll definitely have to ask the suspect about this. Oh wow, this is a classic. I read this book back in school. The Sacred Cycle of Potato Pancakes in Nature by Titiana Kakuldi. This is a serious, as much as possible attempt to explain where potato pancakes disappear to, and why there are always fewer of them than there were 5 minutes ago. Author traces the full cycle from potato to plate and then into oblivion, which somehow always seems to involve a specific person in the kitchen. At the end, the author has compiled her favourite potato pancake recipes. Maybe I should make some potato pancakes. They sound delightful. This book might point to the truth of Alley's words about his stay in the dominant order being for research purposes only. The Psychology of Convenient Belief by Elena Ferris. The book explores how certain individuals adopt beliefs that reduce anxiety and simplify a complex reality. It explains the mechanics through which group pressure and authority replace critical thinking. It is an analysis of how comfort can gradually displace personal autonomy. Ooh, a lot of big words. The Cult of the Great... Oh, Pumpkin. by Oleh Hamston. Blah blah blah. The culprit. Content every year, your neighbors and relatives give you dozens of pumpkins. At some point, you'll find yourself surrounded by tens, even hundreds of pumpkins. And you really thought this was happening for no reason? Discover a shocking truth in our book. This is the same with Fijoas in New Zealand. We've actually got a Fijo tree. It drops like crazy. It really does sound like a pumpkin conspiracy. And worshipped at the Carrick Ceiling, Vassal of Roosterfield. This is a collection of stories about strange cults and beliefs that appear utterly absurd from the outside, yet possess their own internal logic. The author explains why parts of society suddenly believe in things that fail any scrutiny. Now this gradually becomes the norm. A book about how sometimes nonsense is simply more convenient than the truth, and this is why it prevails. This could be quite interesting. Maybe I can borrow this book after the investigation. Wait, stop, I need to focus on the case. And here is your cocoa, Lieutenant, and some crackers with jam, too, in case you didn't have time for breakfast. Is this by any chance the same jam I found on your business card? Quite possibly, I usually buy only that one. Blackcurrant, right? Yes, why? I hope they don't arrest individuals for buying and eating blackcurrant jam, haha? Unfortunately not, but an inscription made with the same jam was left by the kidnapper in the victim's apartment. Considering you have no alibi. Look, am I really the only one in Kiev who buys blackcurrant jam? It's the most delicious jam in the world. So you're not only a member of an immoral cult, but also a blackcurrant jam connoisseur? Don't look like a pervert at first glance. What? I don't understand what cult you're talking about. Dominant Order, that name is familiar to you, isn't it? Oh, so you did notice me in the crowd after all. Look, I've already told you, I'm conducting research for a scientific paper. A category condemned their views, but I had to blend into their environment to study it from the inside. Really? And what about the farm poster on your wall and the encrypted quote on it? I don't quite understand what you mean. What encrypted quote? All animals are equal, but some are more equal than others. Part of this quote is encrypted on your poster. You're going to keep pretending you know nothing? But I really didn't know. When Major Jackerson, the very one you exposed yesterday, gave me this poster, I was surprised. However, the illustration was so bright and cheerful that I decided to hang it on my wall. It seemed like just a friendly gesture to me, and I never once noticed any hidden meanings there. Kind of obvious, honestly. Of course, a regular friendly gesture. Acceptance into a cannibal cult from a typical friendly debt. How could I not have guessed right away? Confess, Ali, what did you do with poor Oleh Hamston? Did you bring him in as a sacrifice? Was that your initiation? If you're capable of infiltrating such a cult for the sake of science, you've gone even further in your research? Look, I understand that the dominant order looks and sounds terrible. That's essentially what it is. But believe me, during my time there, I didn't notice any signs of preparations for serious crimes. If even the slightest threat of anyone's life had arisen, I would have contacted the police immediately. Actually, I was going to do it anyway. I just wanted to gather more information, both for a lawsuit and for my academic research. And what about the book Fluffy Aggression? Have you been interested in the hamster for psychology for a long time? I bought this book after Oleh Hamston criticized my first visual novel. His reaction didn't outrage me, but rather intrigued me. So you decided to make him your test subject? Well, he reads my books and I read his behavior. A fair trade. You know, Mr. Alley, you should be more careful with these studies of sects and cults. When you start into the darkness for too long, the darkness starts staring back. Lieutenant Duke, I've searched the other rooms. I didn't find anything suspicious. Well, considering everything I managed to find, Mr. Alley, I'm going to ask you to come with us. We're detaining you to clarify all the circumstances of the case. You have no right. I'm calling my lawyer. Of course, you'll call once we're at the station, and we, Katie, will continue with the planned searches. Next up, the Laden sister's apartment. Maybe he's just there, you know? And we don't have to hold him for long. Because we definitely are detaining him incorrectly. We haven't got enough suspicion to detain him for arrest. Laden sister's apartment, 12:24 p.m. Open up, please, open up. We can hear you're inside. Open up, otherwise we'll have to break down the door. No, don't. We'll open up already. Good day. What the hell is going on here? You making meth? This is not at all what you think. We're brewing this for ourselves. For personal use, not for sale, nothing illegal. Step aside right now. Oh, what is this? We're just doing this for ourselves, making preserves for the winter. There are tons of jam here. Who's gonna believe this is all just for personal consumption? Well, sometimes we sell it, that's true. That's what I thought, and judging by your reaction, you're running your business off the books. We're working on it, honestly. We're preparing the paperwork. And you're selling jam on the seek illegally, aren't you? No way, come on, no street vending. Oh really? We saw you try to peddle your goods near the college just yesterday. Yesterday, but there was only us two, our classmates, and some perverts in the bushes. That's right, we are those very perverts. Ahem, I think the copper meant that we caught you red-handed. So answer me, are you engaged in illegal street vending? Yeah, I wouldn't admit that we're a pervert. Oh yes we are, but not for long. We're planning to switch to online sales. And what about blackcurrant jam? Do you have any? We made that too, but just a little bit. There's almost no demand for blackcurrant. But it was blackcurrant jam that was used to write the note the kidnapper left in the victim's apartment. An interesting coincidence, isn't it? Good point, Corporal. We have a motive, revenge for the criticism, no alibi, and now physical evidence as well. No, we didn't do anything. We don't even eat this blackcurrant jam. We only make it for sale because almost no one else produces it. That's true. Blackcurrant jam isn't in demand, so you won't find it in big supermarkets or at the market. Have there been many customers in the last couple of weeks? No, just two. The first one is a regular customer. Always buys many jams at once. Describe him. It's a bird, an owl, I think, always very elegantly dressed, probably a rich guy. Yes, Stefan Alley. And the second one? The second one is also a bird, but a very strange one. We don't even know the species, wearing huge glasses. And with a mustache, he had a mustache! This sounds like a fairy tale you just made up. Mustache on a bird? What's next? He was hopping on 3 legs. You girls are full of it. We're going to the station right now and we'll imprison you. And then you'll tell us how, full of hatred for that poor, fluffy streamer, you kidnapped him. This is furry, but whatever. Maybe even killed him, and maybe he's boiling in one of those pots right now, so you wouldn't have to hide the body. Blackcurrant hamster jam of salt. Or Corporal Fernal. Or Katie, calm down. Well, isn't honestly we told the absolute truth, it really was a mustachioed bird. And we didn't have that much hostility towards Oleh. And we were upset by his reaction, but nothing more. That's it. Oleh's like we're in a real jam this time. I would still check what's in that pot. Looks somewhat suspicious. Considering what we learned yesterday, well, totally Stephen Alley, we shouldn't rule out even the most absurd theories. Corporal, inspect this pot. On it! Oh, there's a mouse in here. Oh. I knew it was a peach. No other options even crossed my mind. This is just a half an apricot. It's a very fruity jam. Of course, it's not what I imagined at first, but apple peel? Seriously? A spoon? No way, I'm definitely never buying their jam. And it's a bone spoon. Bloody hell, olives? Both eerie and majestic, by the way, the berry pupils peered into the very depths of my soul, swaying slowly in the merciless boiling water. And finally, almonds, a rather unusual ingredient for jam. Finished, Katie? Yes, Lieutenant, and I can safely conclude the health and food safety inspection wouldn't here at all. Damn it, Corporal, what on earth did you find? Oh, we think we're gonna faint. I nearly fainted when I saw your concoction. I can't understand experimenting with nuts, but an apple peel? A spoon? Oh, I've been looking for that everywhere. Phew, is that all? But the corporal made a fair point about the inspection permits. You can't peddle substandard products, especially without paying taxes. Let's summarize. We've uncovered an underground jam-making lab. We've confirmed what we knew before. Stefan Alley really was buying blackcurrant jam, but we also discovered he wasn't the only buyer. Right, a mysterious mustachioed bird in glasses, if he even existed at all. Exactly, Elena or Lena, for the time being you remain suspects in the kidnapping case. Do not leave the city and answer your calls immediately. And remember, there's no way to run. Every patrol unit will have your descriptions. You aren't under arrest, but you are under close surveillance. Now it's time for us to go. Corporal, do you think we went a bit overboard during the interrogation? The sisters were generally terrified and it didn't exactly move the investigation forward. My apologies, I'm truly ashamed of my behaviour. It's just, this is my first major case and I'm deeply concerned for the victim's safety even. I understand where you're coming from, but if the subjects file a complaint against us for misconduct, which I would encourage them to do, neither we nor the victim stand to gain anything from it. Let's move. We still need to search Nick Von Goose's apartment. Over next here. Hopefully next here. We won't be able to get it. I'm going to break down the door. Oh, there we go. I'm your number one fan, Brother Pig. Good afternoon. Due to the urgency of the case and a possible threat to the kidnapping victim's life, we must search your apartment. Here is the search warrant. What? No, I won't let you in. You have no right. This is pure audacity. I'll be filing a formal complaint. Can you at least wipe your paws before walking on the carpet? My apologies, but we don't have time for etiquette. Don't break anything and don't touch my nose. The last thing I need for you is to steal my ideas. No one is planning to steal your ideas. We're just going to speak everything and nothing to hide. We'll be out of here quickly. Let's start with the desk. Okay, notes, books, laptop, and what is kept in this drawer. It's locked. I lost my key to it a long time ago. I don't even remember what I put in there. Some papers probably, or pencils. Nothing important. Don't worry about it. The corporal will help you remember what's inside. Okay, bring your tools over here. Just a moment. Let me just take a look at the lock. Oh, this is easy. Almost done. Alright, let's unlock it, shall we? Yoink. Oh, no. There, yoink. Maybe over here. Nope. Nope. Aha. More this way, and there we go. Good, I'll finish the search here. You go check the other rooms. Will do. Right, what are you hiding, drawer? Aha. Cutouts for like a ransom note, for example. One of the authority guarantees affluence. Leader knows what's best your ferocity. Well, and what do we have here? It's just a magazine, and what is it forbidden to have magazines in one's own home? Where did the holes in the magazine come from? I don't know, maybe moths, yes, moths. After all, the drawer has been shut for a long time. The magazine was released last week. Must have been one a very hungry moth. I don't know what to say to that. You don't need to say anything at all. I'll tell you everything myself. Oleh Hamston criticized your novella. You lied that his criticism didn't get to you. Your pride couldn't take it. First you sent him a threatening note. Sure, the letters from the note will perfectly match the cutout from this magazine. But you didn't get an apology, nor did Oleh change the style of his novella reviews and his streams. Then you started acting. You bought vodka and jam, kidnapped Oleh, and left the inscription. You're much bigger than a hamster, so that wasn't a problem for you. No, listen, it wasn't me. Yes, I sent the note. I was extremely hurt by what Oleh said about my text. But I didn't kidnap him, I swear. I don't know anything about any inscription, honestly. I just left that note on his door, and that's it. How did you find out where he lives? I was at a party for philologists and translators once. Everett got plastered, and one of his colleagues said he lived in the same building as Hamston. I walked the poor guy to his apartment. He could barely walk himself, and he pointed out Oleh's window to me. Lieutenant Duke, look, I found this in the bathroom. There's the eyes and moustache. A bit with glasses and moustache. It was a disguise. Damn it, Nick Von Goose, you're under arrest on suspicion of kidnapping Oleh Hamston. What? No, these aren't my glasses, not mine, you dirty cops. You planted these. You have the right to remain silent until a lawyer arrives, and you also have the right to legal counsel. If you don't have your own lawyer, I'll sue all of you. You're the ones who will need lawyers. These aren't my glasses. You can't pin anything on me. We'll be provided with a public defender. Let's take him out, Katie. We're taking the magazine and the glasses with us as evidence. Also, we need to call the Latin sisters to identify Nick Von Goose as the jam buyer. Same evening, police station, 7:33 p.m. Disco cop by night, by day, and apocalypse cops. So how did things go with the Latin sisters? Did they identify Nick Von Goose as the jam buyer? To be honest, they were very unsure. It seems more like they just wanted to get this whole thing over with. Sure, they signed the identification report, but damn it, Corporal, you scared them pretty bad during their search. They would have identified the buyer even if we had put those glasses on an elephant. My apologies, it won't happen again, I promise. I don't understand why Nick Von Goose won't confess. He already told us about the threatening note. Why stay silent about everything else? Even his lawyer has already advised him to tell everything, and most importantly, to name the location of Oleh. Be in Nick's best interest. I don't understand his silence. But look at the description of the crime scene. He would never find him. Maybe Von Goose doesn't care about his own fate, he just wants Oleh Hamston to discover. Perhaps, but let's not forget about Stephen Oleh either. I suggest we organize a finding in the evidence board. I don't think it was him necessary. Disguised himself to buy the jam, we know that happened. Trading without business registration, that was them. Admitted to knowing the kidnapped victim's address, this was him. Prisoners of current jam, which was used for the description in the victim's apartment. That was him. Admitted to researching Oleh's character and behavior for some time. Yes. Confirmation of the ideological motive, poser. Growing jam from waste. And send a threatening note to Oleh Hamston. Okay. Violation of sanitary conditions and tax evasion, but none of these regarding the kidnap Oleh. Could have kidnapped Oleh not for revenge for the criticism, but for morbid rituals or research. Motive lack of evidence of threats and attempt to conceal his appearance. Continue. So what conclusions can we come to? Let's rule out the Loudon sisters right away. They're constantly busy between the institute and the kitchen. They have a weak motive and absolutely no means to organize a kidnapping. So that leaves either the impulsive and vindictive Nick Von Goose or the cold-blooded and devious rich man Stefan Oleh. So who do you think kidnapped Oleh Hamston? Stefan Oleh, I think. Stefan Oleh has sufficient resources to organize a kidnapping and keep the victim in any corner of Kiev. No direct evidence, but we suspect that Oleh has been stalking Oleh for some time. This is hinted at by the photograph of Hamston, where a figure in the robe is visible. Such an outfit wouldn't look out of place at a cosplay festival, and as we know, Oleh owns such a robe. We can assume that his fascination with psychology and various cults influenced Stefan, and after regular criticism of his novellas, he chose a victim. It is hard to say at the moment where Oleh is or is not, if he's not even doing okay. Or if he's even blah 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 blah. I believe we need to put Oleh through an intensive interrogation and squeeze as much information out of him as possible. What are you waiting for? Let's go. Okay. And where are you both rushing off to? Major, we're just on our way to interrogate the suspect in the Hamston kidnapping. You wouldn't be talking about Stefan Oleh, would you, Ina? Yes, Major, him exactly. We need to interrogate him as soon as possible to find out what he did to Oleh. Stefan Oleh, Ina, was released 10 minutes ago at a very difficult conversation with his lawyer. Do you even have any idea what kind of connections Oleh has? Individuals like him could rob a bank tomorrow, and they'll be offered a money bag instead of being thrown in prison. Do you even understand how close I came to losing my position? But Major, what about Oleh Hamston? He's in danger. Then you should have found him. And what were you doing, huh? You have absolutely nothing on Oleh. But he's a member of a dangerous organization. Oh, come on, he just found a hobby. What's the big deal? There's no evidence. Did you find out any of the victim's belongings or even a strand of fur in Oleh's apartment? Everything you have in it is circumstantial evidence and conjecture, for which no one gets arrested. At least not the wealthy. I'm very disappointed. When your father finds out about this, I'm sure you'll feel the same way. So what am I supposed to do now? Nothing. I'm suspending you from duty, at least for a while, and we'll see what happens later. And you, Corporal, I don't think you're to blame for being with such a competent mentor. You will continue to work as before. Alright, Corporal. It was quite a night. And I care to head for a bar after everything that's happened? Thanks, Corporal, but I'll stay at the station a little longer. Got some thinking to do. Well then, take care. See you, Katie. Oh, that's so sad. The rain hasn't let go of the city for 4 days. The streets are choking on filthy torrents. The city was never built to handle downpours like these. Feels like nature itself is punishing us for every sin and transgression, for the deceit and lies hidden behind these facades. And the criminal hides under a lawyer's umbrella. The attempts to seek justice and help the weak have led me to a dead end. Did I know that taking on a powerful rich man was a risk? I did. But was this risk worth everything I got in return? I'm not so sure. I lost career to judgmental stares of my colleagues, a father I failed, and brought shame upon. What if I was wrong? What if I've been digging in the wrong direction this whole time? And this is just the price of my own miscalculations. I don't understand anything anymore. Why won't my gut instinct give me some peace? I did everything I could. No, I need to think about it some more. My mind is a hornet's nest. Thoughts are slipping away like shadows in a rain-slicked alley. Knotting them together, hiding the truth from me. I gotta focus. If I don't cut through this chaos right now, if I don't line up the face, the thread is gonna snap. And this time it'll finish into the dark forever. Start thinking. Click the active neurons faster. Okay. Ooh. 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 I'm not a good fire person. I'm not good at FPS. Go, go, go. Oh, got it. The Lardon sisters. No alibi, but they have a stockpile of blackcurrant jam. There are two of them. One could have committed the kidnapping, the other written the note. But I believe that they didn't mean Oleh any harm. They don't look like cold-hearted kidnappers. Stefan Oleh, a money babe with endless resources. He could have hired anyone and headed Hamston anywhere. But does he really need this? Whatever is telling the truth, and he's only interested in his research, however strange it might be to me. Then there's Nick Von Goose. There seems to be enough evidence, but he confessed to the note almost immediately. So I deny the rest of the crime if he's already caught. Could I, an experienced lieutenant, have been wrong at the very core? Or is my conscience gnawing at me just because Hamston was never found? It's fine to finally let it all go. I did everything in my pocket. After all, I'm no comic book superhero. No, I'll think a little longer. Fine, I'll just accept this damn premonition for what it is. I'll surrender to it for what else remains when all logical answers melt away in the rain and the solution is yet to appear. This restless inner instinct is all I have left now, my centers and my final confidant. You thinking about it being in Katie? It reminds me, in this city, sometimes it's enough just to stop and listen. I think it might be Katie, to be honest. He's a bird. He could have worn that. He could have planted the evidence, you know? Boing, 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 boing. He's got the cosplay credentials. He's got the disguises. He's been to a comic convention before, so... Come on, we got this, come on. I need to do some more aimbotting, obviously. What is haunting me? Who is haunting me? His behaviour seems strange and natural to me. His name comes to mind first. Their name has always been somewhere close by. It cut on the periphery of my mind like raindrops incessantly drumming against the glass, trying to sever it to pieces. Yes, Arcady. Arcady, a corporal I in truth barely know, but why him? What reason is there to suspect him? Makes no sense, there's no logic in it. Yet a gnawing premonition keeps growing inside me. There's something wrong with him. Too many coincidences occurred like this occurred in this case. Nothing like this has ever happened to me before. So what now? What can I do other than stare into this rain-soaked city again and again? Ask him directly? That's like diving into a swamp, hoping to find a pearl. Ahem! Oh, what? Who's there? It is Patrol Officer Taylor, Lieutenant. I've been standing here about 10 minutes while you just stare out the window. I did not mean to bother you, but I have to get to my desk. Right, good evening, officer. Of course, go ahead. Wait, actually, you know what? Huh? What is that? You're going to be a witness to a search. I need to check the workstation of our colleague, Corporal Arcady Furnell. What? You're suspecting of something, aren't you? Never did take a liking to that fella. Everyone around the precinct is all gaga over him, especially the gals. But I look at him and I see it plain as day. He is a shady character, always has something hiding up his sleeve. What are we looking for, Lieutenant? I'll know when I find it. Right now, nothing intruding on the desk, nothing to fire the cabinet either. What about inside the desk? This case stands apart from all the others. It is old. The investigation was conducted many years ago. The investigator on it was what? My father, Detective Richard Duke. The turkey couple, Oleh and Marina Furnell, went away to a hotel complex for the weekend. Furnell? Arcady has the same last name, isn't that right? Yes, on the first evening of their stay, they decided to visit the spa and sauna. A malfunction occurred in the temperature control system and the couple perished in the sauna, turning into a turkey. A very roast turkey. Police technicians confirmed that the malfunction was accidental and the case was classified as an accident. Good grief, what a tasty photo. I mean, nasty. That is a nasty photo. Horrible. The couple left 2 eggs at home. During the weekend, they would have been looked after by a hired hen sitter. The lead investigator, Richard Duke, took temporary custody of the unburned Furnell chicks and received permission to transport the Furnell eggs to his own home. There's also some kind of drawing here. Who drew this? Could it be Arcady who drew his twisted plan in detail? My crafty pen. Kidnap this guy, make me confused, everyone laugh at me, get drunk, then profit. But why did he do it like that? Unless he thought we would never see this, you think? Vanity. Definitely my favourite sin. Huh? It's from the movie as a quote. Never mind. Also attached to the case is a contract for the purchase of some real estate, some old unfinished building located not far from the city centre. The contract is dated this year and is registered to the court. Why did he need this property? Planning to buy the house or I do not get it. Were the dead turkeys are Katie's parents, so are Igor or Katie Fernell as a turkey? Or how am I supposed to understand it, you think? I do not. I think I have to call my father right now. Hello? Hi Dad, it's me. Sweetheart, I'm so glad to hear from you. How are you doing? Are you dressing warm? You could catch a cold in this weather just like that. Dad, I'm calling you about work. Well, about a case. An old case you worked on once. I'm all ears. It's about a hotel accident. A couple, Oleh and Maria Fernell, perished there. Dad, sweetheart, I should have told you sooner. But first you were so small and then everything got so busy. Mum and I had work, you had your studies. I do not know what to tell you, honey. Mum and I adopted you. What? I'm not a dog, but we love you so much anyway. You are our joy and pride no matter what. Dad, how did you even find this case? I thought it was buried deep in the archives among the other papers. That is not important. Dad, the case mentions 2 eggs. Why do you and Mum only adopt me? What happened to their second egg? We were on the train back then and I was just bringing you home. There was a family in this car, a chicken and a rooster. They're also carrying a basket of eggs, their future children. A whole basket, can you imagine? When everyone was getting off, there was such a crush. We barely squeezed past each other and later I noticed I was missing 1 egg. Guess one of the 2 eggs I was supposed to bring home accidentally ended up in that family's basket. I searched for them. Truly I searched for years, but they sell train tickets without identification. I traveled to every town and village around that station. Nothing, not a single lead. I understand. Honey, come see us. We need to have a talk. Yes, Dad, I will come a little later. I need to try and save someone first. Give Mum my love. I love you both. Bye. Bye, my little bird. That is one hell of a story. Those daytime soaps have got nothing on this. Well, I'll be damned. That means you ain't in a Duke or in a Fernell. Suppose I am. Oh, what was that? Did you hear that noise? Yeah, again, something is happening out in the hall. Careful, Taylor. Cover me. I'm going to check it out. Not there he is. He's lost his costume. What on earth is going on here? Feathers everywhere? What's this supposed to be? That's Arcadie feathers. Yeah, and there's his beak. Let's come off. Holy Mother of God, is this a suspended body parts right here in our own station? I don't think so. It looks like it's just makeup. You can see traces of glue on the beak here. Corporal Fernell, Arcady, come out. We know it's you. And keep in mind we're armed. Why, hello there, Lieutenant. Arcady, did you kidnap Oleh Hamston? And why would I ever do such a thing? You tell me, Arcady. And another thing, explain why you kept quiet about being my brother. Damn it, you actually found that file. I came back for it, but this cursed rain soaked through all the glue. It's lug tubes around all the time. Everything is falling apart in this endless rain. Hell, everything was going so well. But you just don't know when to quit, do you? You have to get to the bottom of it and cover all the secrets. Well, of course, the Phaeton is Lieutenant Duke, daughter of the legendary Colonel Duke. I don't understand why I started this. The disguises, the kidnapping, what for? Why the disguises? Do you have any idea what it's like growing up as a turkey among turkeys? No, you don't. You grew up in a loving family, supported and cared for. And me, I grew up amid whispers behind my dad back and roosters that picked at me every chance they got just because I was different. After I ran away from that farm, I've been pretending to be someone else the whole time. Disguise is easier. It offers a ton of benefits and no one recognizes you unless you want them to. Ever since childhood, I've been obsessed with detective stories and crime novels. Your father, Richard Duke, was a role model for me. But at first I wanted to be a writer, not a cop, to write gripping detective stories, tales and novellas. But everything changed after Hamster trampled on my novella. That was the moment I decided, enough. You were already studying at the police academy by then. Naturally, the president couldn't resist writing about it. After all, the daughter of a prominent investigator following in his footsteps, some sensation. Your family had money and connections, while I had to claw my way through life on my own. And for what? Just because I accidentally ended up in the wrong basket as an egg? Why me? Why not you? I will never be able to forgive you for that. You had everything and I had nothing. Later, I even joined the police academy myself. In my first year, while digging through the archives, I stumbled upon the case file regarding our parents' death, and then everything finally fell into place. From that moment on, that I started concocting a plan for revenge. I had to drop out of the academy due to a lack of funds. What difference does it make now? Look, I've been working here for 3 years with a fake diploma, and not a single soul suspected a thing. But none of that is my fault, Arcady. So what, am I supposed to feel better because of that? Are we supposed to hug with tears in our eyes and live happily ever after? No, it was a perfect plan where I would get rid of 2 enemies. When Hamston isn't found, everyone will see that you're just a careerist who cares only about herself. I might not destroy you, but the press will be happy to do it for me. It was you. You were the one telling the reporter all about the case the whole time. Of course, the case of Oleh Hamston's kidnapping had to go public. There was no other way. And you planted the glasses of Nick Von Goose. When the Loudon sisters started hinting that the buyer of the current jam was a bird, I got nervous, but that fool Von Goose with his anonymous note literally saved me. I was sure that the moustache glasses were the final nail in his coffin. Katie, you can still save yourself. Tell me where Oleh is. He doesn't deserve such a terrible fate. No, sister, I won't let you have this. Farewell! And he jumps out the window. Oh god. Love his little claws here, poking out the window. So cute. Katie, no! Turkeys can't fly! Damn, he must have gone and killed himself falling like that. Actually, turkeys fly pretty well, but only for short distances. So grab your partner and go find him, fast. Hell, what if that fella's packing heat? Lord knows what kind of sun that psycho's gonna pull. Taylor, you're a police officer. You're armed too. Oh well, reckon I plumb forgot. Alright then, I'm off to nab that scammer. What are you gonna be doing? I'm heading out to find Oleh Hamston. Well, Katie never did say where he stashed the target. Remember the purchase agreement for the unfinished building, the one tucked into the case files on Katie's desk? That's exactly where we ought to look. He must have been saving for the full 3 years that he worked as a police officer, you know? Oh, good luck to you. I hope it all turns out right in the end. I'm off. Because he didn't have enough money to afford an extra diploma, and now he's got enough money to afford a house. Bloody hell. Old unfinished building, 8:36 p.m. This is Lieutenant in the Duke. If anyone's here, come out with your paws or wings up. What up, my dear? Oh. I'm armed and will defend myself if attacked. Empty, such heavy, loud rain. Is that a whisper? Help, please. Oleh Hamston, I'm gonna get you out, but I need to know where you are. I'm here. Yeah. The door. Oh, I didn't even notice this door. Oleh, get away from the door. I have to shoot the lock off. Do you hear me? Get away from the door. Yes, I hear you. Just a second. I'm coming down. Oleh, come to me. Where are you? Oh, there he is. Oleh! He's gone feral. What? Oh. It's over. It's all Oleh. Oleh, you're free. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, hello. Lieutenant, man, we got him. We're finally corralled the varmint. That's all she wrote. Show's over. He's wearing the bracelets now. Yes, it's just the bird's in the cage. Game up for Katie. He's looking at a long stay in the slammer. Officer Taylor, that's enough. Well, that's the end of the roll for that scoundrel. Another feather in the cap of justice, I reckon. I understand. I found Oleh Hamston. I'm taking him to the hospital now. I'll take a statement there. Gotcha. And what comes next? Then I'll head over to my parents and we'll have more than one mug of hot chocolate together. I surely need a break right now. Year later. What happened a year later, eh? Oh, folks, before we move on to reviewing the visual novel from the new jam, let me say a few words. It's been a tough year for me. Well, you all know how it is. The kidnapping experience, really left a mark on me. I've realized, well, honesty and objectivity are fundamental. What matters is just as much as how you wrap your teeth. I've changed. I'm not the same hamster I was before, folks. Now, regarding the visual novel we've just finished, In a Duke. Well, I'm pleased that my story from last year inspired the author's plot, and I came across quite charming in it, I must admit. But damn it, why In a Duke and not Oleh Hamston? Actually, I'm the main star of this story, aren't I? No, you're not. And also, was it really that hard to proofread the text at least once before uploading it to the jam? Fix the mistakes, edit it. Not even going to mention that the kidnapper here is a cliche villain from a cheap detective flick. And don't you dare write in that chat that this is exactly how it happened in real life. There's no excuse to make such shit. It's all true. In a Duke's potato pancakes to running. Alright, let's have a look. Potatoes, 1 kg, that's a lot of potatoes. We're going to make a lot. Mushrooms, creamy or buttered, 500 grams. Onions, 3 pieces. All-purpose flour, 2 tablespoons. Green onions, scallions, 2 to 3 stalks. Sunflower or olive oil for frying. Coconut oil, the plate sour cream. Salt and pepper to taste. Alright, I will make this. The video may take longer to come out because I'll make this. Instructions: peel the potatoes and 2 of the onions and rinse them under cold water. Braise the potatoes and onions into a large bowl of finer grade mix for a smoother, more delicate pancakes. Drain the excess liquid from the potato mixture using a sieve. Add the flour, salt, and pepper. Mix until everything is well combined. Heat oil in a frying pan. Scoop the potato mixture by the tablespoon into the hot oil and fry the pancakes for 3 to 4 minutes on each side. Add more oil to the pan as needed. Finally, chop the green onions and sprinkle them over the finished pancakes. Mushroom topping. Chop the mushrooms and the remaining onions. Saute in oil until ready, about 10 to 15 minutes. Season with salt and pepper to taste. Serve the pancakes warm with the sauteed mushrooms and a dollop of plant-based sour cream. Enjoy. It looks so good. They're so happy together. But who made this game? That's what I want to know. Say thank you. The end. Well, thank you for anyone that made this game. I'm assuming that this can actually have credits after this the end, and it's not just going to go straight to Thingamajig. Or is it just going to tell us a recipe for some great? Okay. Well, thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya!